Hey guys, this is the TMG podcast. This is episode 82, and this is a podcast about video games. This is Carlos, and with me as well.
Hello.
And Miggy.
And we were supposed to have other Migs.
Yeah, Migs from Losing Cubes, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. But he will show up next week, because we have something planned for next week.
Something
fun, because next week is essentially the third week of May. Am I right? I guess it is. Yep. Yeah, because right now it's May 10. It's a Sunday.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. It is Mother's Day right now as we record this. And essentially, next week, we're going to start our E3 prediction. And what that means is each of us will take a jab on these press conferences that will happen before E3 on June, and it can be either serious or funny, whatever. Sky's the limit. We're just going to play around with the idea of predicting what will we see during this year's E3. And before we recorded this podcast,
we did a
kind of randomized the.
Yep, correct.
On what we're going to talk about, because essentially there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. We expected there's actually going to be 8 press conferences this year, and
confirmed.
Since we're 4,
there might be more.
Yeah, 8 confirmed for now. We don't know if it's going to, but for now, since it's 8, and we're 4 for next week, we're going to take 2 each. And so what I did is I just placed that list on random.org, and then we randomly got our own picks. I'm going to be taking care of Bethesda and the PC gaming press conference next week. I'm going to be having fun with that because I think it's the first time we're ever going to have that kind of press conference, so I don't know what to expect. I'm going to start thinking about it, on how I'm going to, explain or place my predictions. Will, what's your thing again? Yours is actually pretty funny.
I got EA and Square Enix.
Yeah, Square Enix is going to have their own press conference. This is their first time as well, right?
Yeah, it's their first time. Before they kind of piggybacked on like Sony or Microsoft for their stuff, but this is the first time they're actually having one of their own entirely. So that's going to be kind of cool, interesting, because there was a point in time that they were kind of in the toilet, and now they sort of seem to be bouncing back in a weird way.
I think they
we'll see what happens.
I think they kind of are bouncing back. They had a couple of announcements here and there, and then they have Tomb Raider, and they have
Deus Ex,
Just Cause, and then all the Japanese RPGs, Star Ocean, Final Fantasy. They always have a Final Fantasy in production. Yeah, but Square Enix is gonna be interesting. And then you have EA, and then you're gonna have fun. You're gonna have fun with that, I'm sure.
Oh God, yes.
You're gonna have fun with that. Miggy,
but
what?
Okay.
Yeah, Miggy.
No, I wanted to segue though, but a little bit before we get into the gaming again, because we're talking about EA and sports. What did you guys think of the fight? Because we talked about the fight last week.
Oh yeah, that was last week.
Well, I was
boring as hell, man.
I was spot on. We're talking about the Pacquiao Mayweather. Really quick, I was spot on. It was Mayweather by decision, boring as hell. I was more depressed by the
Spurs. Yeah, you were actually right on the money.
Yeah, so I expected as much. I wasn't too hyped because I knew what was going to happen, and it's pretty...
The amount of butter that came out of that decision is ridiculous.
I still feel it right now. If I go on my Facebook...
It's still going, yeah. It's still going.
I'm more butthurt by Spurs not being in the fucking second round in the playoffs. That's my... It's sad. But anyway, enough with...
And didn't they
I I
later in the
actually had a friend. I actually had a friend who actually watched the basketball game instead of the fight because it was more interesting.
It was more interesting, but it was because when I was watching in a sports bar, and the NBA game was, it was the only thing I was on. I didn't want to watch the undercards in the boxing match, so the owner was, was actually pretty generous. He was switching to the NBA Finals. I mean, the NBA Finals, the Game 7 of Clippers and Spurs, and completely ignoring the undercards. It was funny, but it was very excited towards the end, And when the final outcome came, I was just really, I really wanted to cry. Can't believe Spurs is already out. But again, enough of that.
Okay.
Go back to the back to E3. Miggy is going to be taking care of Microsoft and where's my list? Where's that? Microsoft and
Ubisoft. I got both the softs.
You got both the soft, so yeah, that's gonna be pretty interesting. Especially, I'm actually pretty interested in what you're gonna say about Microsoft.
I'm gonna do my best Don Matrick impression. I gotta do my homework for that.
Yeah, we gotta do our homework as well. Migs from Noobs and Q's is also gonna join this whole prediction talk on E3. He's gonna be covering the big ones, Nintendo and Sony. So I told him already what he's gonna take care of. He's like, "Oh my God, really?" So but there's no more take backs or anything. I know we're gonna.
This is all just for fun, guys. But we're trying to be at least somewhat realistic. I mean, it's not gonna be like PlayStation 5 announced or any bullshit like that.
Yeah, we're gonna be a little bit funny. It's like sky's the limit, but we're gonna put in some like.
Keep it within reality,
And this is not there's no legit thing. This is just our thing. It's just for fun, and I don't know. We're gonna start comparing our predictions with the actual presentation and see how it went down. You guys can also join in if you want to. There's 8 press conferences. You can start throwing in your predictions as early as now if you like. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it'll actually be perfect because next week we'll be dumping ours. And if you throw in your own predictions via email, Facebook, Twitter, we can actually give a shout out on your predictions, and then we'll see who's right, who's wrong come June, first week of June. I forgot. I can't remember the exact date for E3 this year, but it's definitely the first week of June. And yeah, that's what's going to happen next week. I'm pretty excited because that's a lot of press conference. That's a lot. There's like 2 new ones and. There's no more hardware in a sense. I'm assuming there's going to be VR and stuff on E3, but I'm expecting it to be all games. So we'll see. We will see. This week though, it's still pretty light, but we're still going to be talking a little bit of some PT. There's some couple of announcements for you guys. Very excited on Assassin's Creed, since we got some first details about the new one coming out this year. And yeah, before all the news that happened this week. Will, you've been you've been trying out some Mortal Kombat
Yeah, I've been playing Mortal Kombat, pretty regularly nowadays. I mean, the game's great and all, and Jason Voorhees was just released as the first of the downloadable characters.
You got the pack, or you just got him?
No, I bought the pack, so I'll be getting Tanya, Tremor, and the Predator eventually when they're released as well.
Released, yeah.
And I get the costume packs as well that go along with it. So
how much?
The costumes are pretty cool actually. We get Vampirus, Melina, Swamp Monster, Reptile, and then I think Mummy, Ermac or something. Pharaoh Ermac, yeah.
How much is it overall, the combat pack? Because it's actually pretty hefty the last time I checked.
Yeah, it's about $20 US. But the thing is, like, it's 4 characters with costumes.
Actually, that's so bad. Yeah, I was actually
that's about
30 actually, but yeah.
That's about $5 for one character and 3 costumes.
That's true.
So for me, that seems like a pretty decent deal.
I don't know. Jason Voorhees is already released, and
yep.
I know that in tournaments it's not yet legal. I'm not too sure why. Maybe because it's a new character.
It's too new.
Yeah.
I mean, they did the same thing like in Injustice. Also, when they had new DLC characters, they weren't legal for like a couple months before.
Yeah.
and MK9 as well when they released Scarlet and Rain and those guys. But yeah, Jason Voorhees, I'm pretty surprised at how well they made him. Like, he feels like
just really watching him or even fighting against him online, he feels like I'm really facing Jason right now.
Like I'm really liking his slasher variation, the one with the machete.
Yeah, that's actually the most viable one so far.
It's the mix. I figured out some pretty good mix-ups with him, but yeah, him being non-tournament legal also makes me wonder. Like, do I really want? I mean, I'm very comfortable playing him in that slasher, in the slasher variation, but at the same time, I'm thinking like if I want to have a tournament legal character, it can't really be him. So I've been working on I've been also playing Melina a lot in her. Which variation is that? Her Psy variation.
The piercing?
Yeah.
The piercing one, yeah. Which I feel the most comfortable with because it adds a lot of combos to her repertoire over her other two variations.
Melina feels confusing actually when I fight her.
Well, actually, because she's got a lot of high-lows, and then she uses pretty much... Like, Jason doesn't really have a lot of kicks, like kick combos. Melina's got a pretty equal number of all using all the buttons, so it's quite a lot to learn. Actually,
Jason doesn't require to kick. He doesn't need to kick. He's fine.
Yeah.
He just walks.
He just walks. Like he has
and stabs.
Isn't there an ability with Jason where he has armor properties and he simply just walks towards you?
Yeah, like he glows and he has super armor. Then you can't dash or jump.
Yeah, it's a perfect move. It's a perfect move of Jason because like. No matter what you do, the guy will just go forward and just stab you.
Yeah, he'll just walk forward. Nothing hurts him. Well, it hurts him, but he has armor, so he doesn't get knocked back. Nothing.
Does not flinch at all.
Then his X-ray also has him walking forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's a brutality of that, where you have to take a few steps before your X-ray lands.
Oh really? I haven't seen his brutality.
His fatality is like perfect, like slasher perfect. I mean,
actually, yeah, one of his fatalities is directly taken from Jason versus Freddy, where like he picks up the guy and just starts slamming him on the ground. That's actually from
body
the
bag
film.
fatality. I think it's
because in the film what happened was he picked up this teenager in a sleeping bag and just started smashing her. While she was in the sleeping bag.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was in the film.
I actually want to watch that now. I didn't watch because I don't know, Freddy and Jason.
Dude, that movie's totally worth it just for the last like 30 minutes of them duking it out. It's freaking awesome.
Jesus Christ.
You can't even approach it as a horror movie because it's really.
That's why I didn't watch it because yeah.
Well, their respective movies got dumber and dumber as it went on, so it kind of became its own.
Jason went to space at one point, right?
Yeah, Jason X.
Yeah, there you go, Jason X.
Yeah, and don't forget, Freddy Krueger had that movie where he was basically controlling a haunted house with an SNES controller.
Really? I did not know
something like that. I think it was like the fourth movie, I think, or something.
That's funny. I actually want to watch Jason again.
But yeah, I think overall, like, Jason's a pretty good... I think, I wasn't expecting a lot. Because when you think about Jason, you think, oh, he's kind of boring. He like stabs people in the face, and that's about it, right? But, like, he's actually really fun to play. And I think he fits the MK world pretty well. Much, in a weird sort of way.
I also like how he doesn't scream or shout when he gets hit.
He has no voice.
Yeah, he has no voice. He has no interaction with the character. He just stares at them and he just starts.
No, that little animation that they do when you select the character, it's so perfect. He walks up to the screen and then just slowly turns his head to look at the opponent, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, and that's it. And he just walks away.
That's it. Yeah. I actually finished his arcade ending already. It's dope, but like basically he's like Scorpion. He's like a revenant. That's how they explain it.
I'm sure Freddy's also.
So he's canon now in the Mortal Kombat universe.
Along with Freddy Krueger and Kratos, right?
And Predator.
And the Predator, yeah, exactly. And I actually finally got around to playing a bit of story mode as well, because, yeah, I'm very late to the party on that, but thing is, my girlfriend wanted to see the story mode from Mortal Kombat 9, so we just finished playing through that. Now we got to start MK10.
Oh, okay.
And so far the story mode seems a lot more interesting in MK10 than in 9.
I have to agree. I got really surprised when I saw. I did look back on the story mode of Mortal Kombat 9, and the one reaction I had with MK9 was like, wow, Sonya Blade looks completely different compared to 9 and 10.
Yeah, or Katana as well, or
yeah,
Melina,
they're so voluptuous in like MK9, and I was like, all of a sudden 10 my point is though I like the character designs of 10. I mean they feel more grounded and more.
But that's always been a common complaint, though, about NetherRealm Studios, is that they couldn't animate, like, women for shit.
Yeah, like Injustice had that
Injustice
Raven face. It's a bit off in some areas.
And Wonder Woman as well, that looked really off in some parts.
Well, Wonder Woman was meant to look manly. I think that worked out
so
way better.
NetherRealm and Ubisoft can't make women.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah.
Because, Assassin's Creed, they can't make,
So, yeah, that's what I've been playing, Mortal Kombat. Hopefully we can...
have them make the female characters.
I would love to do another, another episode where we play it when all the characters are out already, so we can have a bit more time as well for all of us to get some...
Yeah, speaking of which...
What? The Painfully Free?
Our MKX episode goes up on Monday, or yesterday rather.
Yes.
Our first Painfully Free MKX episode. I'm hoping we can do another one when more characters are out, and then we have a bit more play experience under our belts. Because we were really fucking around.
And hopefully the other Migs can join us for that, because he wanted to join us during the first time.
Oh, really?
He was just out of the not country, but not in Luzon, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's the best way to do MK for the Painfully Free series with the DLC characters, because I've kind of dabbled on mostly all the characters right at this point when I was playing MK10 just to find my character, and I pretty much settled in with Cassie Cage. Cassie Cage is my girl. Via Brawler.
I like her. I love her volleyball nut punch though. Like I love that.
That's a pretty good variation as well, but it's least favorite for me. Moving on though, what about you, Miggy? Yeah, you actually. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, you were actually in in a tournament that happened. I think was it yesterday?
Yes, it was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Well, now that it's midnight, it was the other day, but Saturday was the day of the MKX Asia Pacific. What is it?
Philippine qualifiers.
Yeah.
Yep,
so basically, the winner gets to go to Thailand to compete with the other countries participating in SEAM, Southeast Asia majors.
And eventually, the winner of this, the winner of the whole thing, will end up on EVO. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, more or less.
So that's quite a big prize, actually. And so how was it? How was the tournament scene in
I got there late, so I missed out most of the early matches, but I was able to catch the matches before losers finals. Then I caught all the way up to grand finals. It's pretty cool, man. We got a surprise newcomer at Imperium, and he ended up taking the whole thing.
Wow, what did he play?
He would switch up characters, man, but for the most part, he was using Johnny Cage in this stunt double variation.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Always good to see new blood, especially with new fighting games. That tends to attract new people. So, yeah. So is it just him who's going to Thailand, or will there be losers final winner? Will the second place?
From what I understand, it's only him, but there are two more qualifiers. I don't know the venues, but they're gonna take place after, in a few weeks. So I'm not sure how that will work. But the one who won at Imperium is actually set to go.
Awesome. So, like, it's really cool actually to see that we're finally making, like there's some sort of organized effort now to get like Philippine players abroad to these bigger competitions, because I think before this was only happening in Tekken, or not even, in terms of like having organized tournament play qualifiers and such like that.
No, for sure. Like even for Street Fighter, there is like some organizers that actually send players to like Singapore. So I think there was a tournament, I think 2 weeks ago, or was it last week, in Playbook down south in the Philippines. The winner of that tournament pretty much gets to go to, I forgot what tournament in Singapore, but essentially they send that player to an international event. And so we see that in SF, and we're seeing it in MK10, and we're definitely going to see it when, for example, Tekken 7 is happening, when we release. So,
or Josie resolves everything.
Yeah, I know. But essentially, like, there's a better support now for the fighting game community here compared to, like, 2-3 years ago? So, yeah, it's very nice. And we have, like, there's, like, multiple venues now for players to gather. So it's definitely improving, especially here in the Philippines. And then, the organizers have, like, they're teaming up with, XSplit and other sponsors. They're live streaming now the events, all the tournaments. They're putting up on YouTube. So people can see, our best players here in the Philippines, how crappy our internet here when we live stream. You're seeing everything. So it's a big improvement for sure.
Speaking of XSplit, they were the ones who streamed the Imperium tournament.
Yep.
I think the other qualifiers are not streaming, but Imperium was like, let's stream it for the hell of it. And they actually got a Sub-Zero cosplayer to commentate the entire thing.
Yeah, I know.
In costume.
In costume. And it was funny that I was watching the event live stream, and I saw Miggy was actually there. I saw him walking around every now and then. The camera.
Yeah, like I think if you look at the top 8 highlight,
yeah,
I show up at like the 12-minute mark because I realized they were streaming like after, and like, oh, you got Sub-Zero to commentate.
No, what's just funny though is like when the stream you see the match and you hear the commentators, right? And I was in the chat and everybody's complaining about the commentator, like first rule of thumb, you don't put something in your mouth while you comment or something like that. This is how it sounds like. And everybody's complaining how bad that commentator was. And when they pan back to you can actually see the commentator. There's a reason why he's like this. It's Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. And then they started blowing up like, oh man, Sub-Zero.
Okay, that's why you're like going on through it, because it's Sub-Zero commenting with his mask. Now you can't blame the guy.
To the point that Ed Boon himself took notice and tweeted a screenshot.
Yeah, that was funny. So Ed Boon, the developer, or rather the creator of Mortal Kombat, tweeted of the photo of the Sub-Zero commentator of that tournament, which was funny and pretty cool at the same time.
Which is awesome. But I wonder, it's good to see also that we were actually able to stream it properly, normally we always...
Watchable is what I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, it's not HD quality, but it was, smooth for the most part.
It wasn't even 420p. I think it was, 320, if you check the settings.
Something like that. But they did record it, so I'm sure they're going to upload it somewhere.
That was the second big complaint on the chat. Like, why is there only 320p quality? And then we're saying, dude, it's in the Philippines. Why, you can't get better net? No.
We have no choice.
We don't have better net. To the point that the commentators actually started talking about PODT, or nonchalantly not mention them, but the how bad the internet is in general. They started talking about that for a while, and then they got back to the match.
Yeah. It's funny also that Sub-Zero commentator was wearing glasses, so it was like that version of Sub-Zero, in a weird...
Yeah, he is older in the new game.
Yeah, he actually said that.
He has the one eye.
Because when Sub-Zero came in to commentate, and they're like, wow, hey, Sub-Zero's here, and then he has glasses. You need glasses?
Yeah, like prescription eyewear.
No, he's older. This is MK10, by the way.
Yeah, 20 years later.
Yeah. I got glasses and everything. But that's cool though. Was it a good event though? Overall, as you know, as a person just walking in, joining, pretty much watching the event live.
Oh yeah, I saw some old faces again from the Injustice days. Like I haven't seen them for maybe a year, and they were there because the tournament had no like entrance fee. It was basically free admission.
Oh, cool.
You just had to pay for the Imperium walk-in fee. Then you could just play all you want while, if no one is using the station for a tournament, you can just play.
That's pretty cool. And essentially the MK community is pretty much the Injustice community. Because that's really how it is.
Yeah, it's the same.
NetherRealm games, yeah.
It's a NetherRealm community.
It's split here. It's split between Capcom fighters, NetherRealm fighters, and anime fighters. And Tekken.
And there's a split in the Capcom side where you have the Marvel and the Street Fighters, and they hate each other now.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't put them together. It's either or, really.
That's cool. Okay, so how about you, Carlos? What have you been playing? Mortal Kombat as well?
I've been playing some Mortal Kombat. I tested out the online, and it's still shit. But if you just specifically, join a specific, make a match or a room with someone in the Philippines or in the same country as you, it can work. It's still laggy though. So I've been dabbling with that. But what I've been playing all throughout the week, I've been playing Might and Magic 10. Because I was able to... Oh!
That's back. Back to old.
Might and Magic 10.
That's back to old school.
Yeah, it's pretty much Legend of Grimrock, but made by Ubisoft in a sense. It's a lot of fun.
But you have to remember, Legend of Grimrock was inspired by the older Might and Magic.
No, yeah, I'm just putting a little bit more perspective. Like if someone played Legend of Grimrock and doesn't know how it is, like it's pretty much that's how it is. And yeah, that's true though. It was the first ones were pretty much like Might and Magic, and I guess Eye of Beholder. I think there's another one I haven't mentioned. But it's pretty much a first person. You have a full party of I have a dwarf, I have an elf, a human paladin, and some orc hunter. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But it was really funny though that I think for like 3 hours I got stuck in that game after the first act because I know where to go. I knew where to go. I was supposed to travel with via Griffin to this place. And the only way to do that is to, during a conversation, you have to take me to this place, during the conversation. But that option to do so is grayed out. So I can't travel. So I was wondering how to trigger that. I thought I missed something. Maybe there's something I missed in the castle or some area. I backtracked. I talked to so many people in the NPCs. I literally spent 3 hours just trying to figure that out. I didn't understand. There's no way I can move forward in the game. Apparently, it was just Uplay fucking me up. I don't know why. I don't know how.
Is this Uplay's fault?
Dude, I'm not kidding. I turned off the game. I put Uplay on offline mode. And I turned back the game on, and then the option to fly to that place was not grayed out anymore. I did not change anything else. Apparently, the syncing of the save files was preventing me from moving forward. I don't know why. So that was just kind of funny because I remember seeing syncing failed and all that crap. So I was kind of hoping it was not that, but apparently it was.
No, but I've had tons of problems with Uplay. Like Far Cry 4 is giving me a lot of issues.
Really?
Yeah, because for what they recently released the expansion for it, right? The something of the Yetis.
Oh, the Yetis, yeah.
Yeah, and so basically, the achievements from Far Cry 4 on Uplay got overwritten by the new achievements for the expansion, but I don't have the expansion, so now for whatever I try to sync the game, it won't. It just refuses to do it, and I've actually reported the issue to Ubisoft already. They know it's an issue, and they're doing something about it now, but it's stupid, that even has to happen.
So technically, you have to play your games in offline mode, because you don't, or can you turn the whole syncing shit? I really hate that.
basically, yeah. If I want to play Far Cry 4 now, I have no choice. I have to play it in offline mode because it just won't sync like to the cloud.
Yeah, apparently, you play off online, you just get your games just fuck up. Because that's what's happened. It happened to me with Might and Magic. I was so mad because I wasted 3 hours, literally.
And the sucky thing is, I can't unlock any achievements in Far Cry 4 now because all the achievements are on the Uplay cloud. Right? So.
Achievements are nothing. It's just it's.
But the thing is, in Uplay, when you get achievements, you get those Uplay points that you can redeem for like little things.
What to get a new robe for the guy in Watch Dogs? Like you can.
Yeah, or all those little crappy things like you get this like free wallpaper or like. But sometimes they have actual in-game stuff that you can unlock, like an extra mission or whatever, and I can't get any of them.
Oh god, I got super excited when I picked up the wallpaper for Watch Dogs, like with those Uplay points. And then I just realized when I got it, I downloaded it, I got a zip file and I got all the sizes and all that, and I just realized these photos I actually used by getting it in Google, because like I remember doing some kind of post on our website. And I tried to grab some. Photos from like Ubisoft and the press areas. You don't need to use the Uplay points. They're openly there for anybody. and I just spent points for nothing. It's stupid.
Wow.
But yeah, I play Might and Magic. It's a lot of fun. I just got kind of turned off because when that whole roadblock happened, and then it was just Uplay being a dick. I kind of stopped playing for a bit. Because I went back and forth with MK10 and Might and Magic, but it's definitely a good game for those like looking for an RPG. It's quite long, and it's quite challenging, especially when you put it in hard. It's literally those games where if the RNG or rather the random number generator does not work for you, like you constantly just keep missing because the guy is just that dumb, you will lose no matter what, and you can't do anything about it. So you have to.
Has there been like extra content released for it already? Because the game's actually not that new.
It's not. I don't think so. I don't remember seeing an expansion for this. But no, I don't think so. I think this is like 4. I think this game has 4 acts. I'm at the second one. I'm definitely having a lot of a great time with it. I got it for like 240 pesos because there's sales everywhere. I was able to find it somehow. I got some.
Where were you? Where did you buy it?
I think I got it from Humble Bundle.
Oh,
and then damn it! I was hoping I'd get a Steam key, and I saw Uplay Steam key. Like, damn it! I have to search. I forgot the password for my Uplay. I have to find it.
No, but the thing is, even if you bought it on Steam, it'll probably tell you to open.
Oh, is that how it works now?
As far as I know, that's how it.
I have Uplay, I have Origins, I have Steam. I have this thing called where is that? I have this other like somewhat like Origins as well because I have Rogue Legacy there, and I got it there because it's cheap. I don't know why. I have so many damn applications for game, like I don't know, a library of games. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. All right, moving on. We have user mail. Yes.
Yes, we have.
Or listener mail, rather.
We have not user mail. We have a question from Ian. Hello, Ian. Thank you for listening. Hey guys, what is your thoughts on 4K televisions and curved television sets for gaming? Okay, so that's a pretty broad question, right?
That's my answer right there. No.
Well, first of all, I think it depends on what kind of gaming you're talking about. If you're using it for PC gaming, a 4K TV might be worth it if your rig is up to.
But isn't that the only option? Really, just PC gaming.
That's the thing. What a lot of people don't realize is even the current gen systems only output at 1080p maximum. So there's really no point having a 4K television for gaming because your game is not going to look. I don't think it'll look any better, actually. And even at higher resolutions on PC, high-end PCs already struggle going beyond 1080p. Keeping at a regular frame rate and such. So, unless you have a super beefy rig, and you're planning to use the television set as your PC monitor, I don't think it's worth it. at least for 4K televisions. So the amount of content that's available for 4K stuff right now is so little. You can afford to wait.
No, yeah, but there are rigs with 4K monitors and all that, and then graphics card that support that kind of resolution. But I doubt they'll make any slight of a difference if you just stick with the whole 1080 thing.
As for curved TVs, I actually don't know much about curved television sets or why.
Was that curving outward or inward? I don't know.
I actually don't even know what the logic is behind curved TVs. I mean, you've seen them in hardware in like Abendsons and stuff. I'm sure, right? Like Samsung ones and stuff.
I see them on the phones, like the curve. Well, it's not really a monitor. Never mind. That's actually them.
You really?
You haven't seen a curved TV yet?
No, I was talking about a mobile. Never mind. Anyway. But curved TVs, well,
I actually don't. Do you guys know what the benefit is supposedly for having a curved TV? Because
I
have
guess
no
it's
idea.
like
if you look
sitting in the middle of a theater, because like IMAX has a curved surface, right, on the screen.
Oh, they do?
Right. But does the fact that the monitor is curved add any sort of lag to your input,
I don't know because I don't have one.
Or refresh rate. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I wish we could.
We'd test it out if we could.
If we had a curved
TV.
TV.
If anyone has a curved TV, they can let us borrow. We'll review it.
Or we'll just say no. I don't think it's worth it.
You're not curious at all?
Am I curious about it? I guess a little. But I guess I'll just have to
fuck
read
it, don't send Carlos a curved TV, but send me and Will one.
Send both of them a curved TV, and then let them review it.
Send us a 4K TV too. We'll try it out.
Shit, I'm really not that tricky about like resolutions at all. Like it's all the same to me as long as it looks pretty.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference between 720 and 1080, except for like the text is smaller.
920p I can tell. No, I can't. I'm just kidding.
I think if you can find a pretty decent full HD television set now at like whatever size that you want, that's probably a better deal now for gaming than investing in a 4K TV at this point, or even a curved TV. Well, unless there's something I don't know about curved TVs. I think it's a gimmick. It's like 3D in my opinion.
Since we're talking about TVs now, thanks to the email. What is your setups? Because I have a 32 for my console shit.
I have a 32 as well.
Yeah, for my PS4 and my Xbox 360.
My setup is I have a 42 TV outside full HD, which is for my consoles, and then for my PC gaming, I've got a 21-inch monitor, which for my
yeah, we're about the same. No, except it's not 42. I'm 20. I'm the same monitor. The only difference is I'm 32, and it's a Kobe. And surprisingly, the Kobe's are okay. It's like I've had this TV for like, what, 4 years? No. Yeah. Actually, yeah, for 4 years. I literally bought the TV just for the PS3, and the PS3 died, and my TV's still living. That's fine. So.
There, that's it. That's our.
That's only one. But
that's all we can tell you about curved TVs and whatever. Sorry we couldn't be of more help, but yeah, at this point, stick to just a regular 1080p if you're going for I don't think you're going to get much value out of a 4K TV unless you have a beefy ass rig and that's what you're intending.
Well, I guess it won't hurt though if you have like money coming out of your eyes. I'm sure it won't hurt. But is it needed? No, I don't think so. To get the maximum, the maximum experience. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it for the mail. So
okay.
Let's move on to you.
Well, yeah. Well, thanks though for throwing in a question. Like, if you guys want any other topics or if you have any other concerns or questions, just throw an email, Twitter, Facebook. It's fine. At the TMG podcast at gmail.com. Throw any questions, and you never know. We might throw a good shout out. We might talk more about curved TVs if people still ask that same question. But yeah, it's going on the news though. News is pretty light this week, but there's one big one for those who like the Creed. And
Yes.
it hasn't started yet, though. But we got... I'm sure when you guys are listening to this, it's already out. Because Ubisoft did announce that they're going to officially reveal what is the next Assassin's Creed for this year. They're supposed to officially reveal it on May 12, or is it May 13? Essentially the next week. But, since we're from the past, I'm sure you guys already see an official reveal of it. But, them, leaking information like it's nothing, it's fine. But we got some small details about it. It's not Assassin's Creed Victory, as what we expected. It was actually, I'm assuming that's like a code name for it, but the official name is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And it is based in London.
Victorian London, which is actually a kind of cool setting if you think about it. This is Sherlock Holmes, Jack the Ripper.
Is that the time?
That's the time period.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. You play as where's that guy? You play a completely new assassin named Jacob Fry, and aside from the setting and the name, that's about it for now. But do you think the setting's actually okay?
As far as the
it's pretty much the Industrial Revolution is what they're going to be playing around with. Now, some of the leaked images or like the teaser images, they show like brass knuckles and they show like a cane that seems like that came out of like Bloodborne or something. So it'll be pretty interesting weapon like selections. I'm guessing for Assassin's Creed. So we'll see because like the official reveal is already. I'm sure it's already out by now, but that's the only information that they were able to release this week. I'm not that excited. Yeah.
Well, no, exactly. You can't get too excited about this because, okay, the setting's cool, but it's Assassin's Creed, and regardless of how different the setting is, you already know what to expect.
No, but we'll see. We don't have any gameplay footage. I'm sure it's out now. Maybe it might entice us in some way. We don't know. But that's because we're just getting bare bone information.
But this is going to be the first fully next gen Assassin's Creed, right? Oh no, that was Unity. That was Unity.
Yeah, Unity.
I'm sorry.
Rogue happened because they wanted Unity to be the first one. That's why there's Assassin's Creed Rogue for PS3 and Xbox 360, and then they threw in Unity, which you played Unity, right? And you say it was kind of okay.
It was very okay. It was very mediocre. It was definitely not one of the better. I'd say it's definitely middle of the road as far as Assassin's Creed game goes. I have yet to play Rogue, although I do have it on the
People say Rogue is surprisingly solid, but that should be the case because it's running on whatever all the older games were at the time.
Aside from Assassin's Creed 2, can we say Black Flag? I think it's the most highly received.
I guess
franchise because everybody likes Assassin's Creed. Black Flag 3 was complete shit. I'm part of the reason why I didn't want to play anymore because of 3. And then Unity's got a lot of crap because of how a lot assume it was like a rushed project because of the bugs that you encounter in Unity.
What's the title of the Assassin's Creed where you go to China?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the
side-scrolling one. I heard that game is terrible.
Oh really?
That's the word for the side-scroller.
Yeah, it's when two guards are talking to each other, they can't see you at all, even if you're right beside them.
The side-scrolling powers of the assassin. It looks pretty though, but okay, that's the word. Then we will see. We will see. Shit, man, that's like what 4 Assassin's Creed confirmed for this year. One's out already so far. Because we're still gonna get the whole, the Germany Chronicles one, and I think
and the Russian one.
Sorry, not Germany, Russian. Sorry, the Russian and then the Indian.
Yeah, it's the Russian one and the Indian one.
But Assassin's Creed Syndicate though it'll definitely come out in Christmas of this year. So, we will see. I will not judge it as much because I'm way past the fence already. I'm not even close to the fence. We will see. We will see. But if you pre-order, though, you'll get 1 shilling. You get some kind of necklace. Like a shilling necklace.
Woo! Woo!
Only for GameStop, though. Only for GameStop. I'm sorry. Don't get too excited. We don't have GameStop here. Moving on, though. Let's talk about something really hilarious that came out of Tekken, actually.
Oh God, yeah. So they've been revealing new characters for Tekken 7 on a pretty regular basis, and we've discussed Josie Result to death already.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
They also released another character we didn't mention,
Gigas.
Argus or something like that.
Yeah,
Gigas,
it's basically just Marduk in a suit.
In an iron suit. It's Iron Man Marduk.
And now they've showcased a returning character, Yoshimitsu, who now I don't know what happened to him. Like,
essentially, he has tentacles.
Yes, he's become a squid hentai.
La Blue Girl
guy.
8 confirmed.
Pretty much. And we're not talking about mechanical tentacles. We're talking about, like, flat-on fucking octopus tentacles.
They got, like, the
Yoshimitsu
suction cups and everything.
Yeah. Like,
And they glow in the dark.
and glow in the dark.
He's bioluminescent at that. But the thing, Yoshimitsu has been one of those characters who's had probably the most outrageous costume designs ever. It's like he's the test bed for any dumb designs.
Yeah, but he's the one. He's also the guy that spins. And since all those tentacles have like somewhat kind of like some kind of physics, when he spins, it goes everywhere. It's weird.
It's fine. He was a predator at one point, remember?
Was he?
Yeah, he was. He was a predator.
The second 4, I think.
I don't remember.
One of those games.
No, we just wanted to mention that. This is really funny. Like, Yoshimitsu seemed
The
okay.
transformation is complete.
Yeah, the transformation has, apparently that's his final form. It's funny. You guys can check it out. The video's already out, showing the new look for Yoshimitsu. It's just funny to mention. It's just he has tentacles for hair in a sense, or I don't know. I really don't.
I would be fine if it was just like tentacles overflowing, but the fact that they have the suction cups just makes it like a step weirder. But anyway,
detail, man, details.
I mean, I don't Yoshimitsu, so in the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. I don't want to talk more about tentacles. PT. No more. Really no more.
Oh boy.
Really no more. A lot of people are saying now that PT, it's the greatest mistake Konami has ever done.
In a way, because like they had a star-studded cast that just could do no wrong. They had Kojima, they had Del Toro, they had Norman Reedus, and they had the Silent Hills franchise. Oh my fucking god! I mean, and then Konami just managed to. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with Kojima and Konami, but something fucked up and it's gone. It's dead. It's never gonna, And now to add insult, well, not really add insult, but now Konami really wants people to forget about Silent Hills because they announced, we talked about last week that they would remove it from the PlayStation Store, and that's sort of understandable because you don't want to promote a game that's no longer coming out.
Yeah.
Right. But now they've gone a step further and said that you can if you had it before in your account and you delete it, you can never download it again.
Yep. So if you guys want to play PT, get a friend that has it, or you buy it on eBay for $1,000. It's your choice. That's the only options you have. If you want.
It's kind of a scummy move to be honest, because like the way I see it, it's like, imagine I gave like you a disc, like you remember back in the day you'd get like a demo disc on magazines.
Yeah.
Right.
I still remember the day when we had installers for some kind of game.
I got Unreal Tournament 2000 on that and played that.
So I mean, you can imagine like, and those were pretty much free. So basically, like, here's Konami giving you a disc. Say there's a free game on it. Here you go. Have fun. And now they're saying like, they now it's like they're getting the disc back from you.
No, it just feels like they give you the disc, and then they left, and then they knock on your door. They go to your room. They find PT. They know exactly where it is, and they just snap it, and they walk away with no explanation. They just walk in your house, snap the CD, and just walked away.
And it's funny also, like how they kind of mentioned, they had to make mention that we are still dedicated to bringing out Silent Hill's games, as if that really matters to people now, because like, who cares? Like, you're killing the one thing that we all wanted.
No, they're killing it, and what's funny is they didn't bother to ride on the hype. Like, they can say, okay, there's no more Hideo Kojima, but we're still going to make, Silent Hills.
That's pretty much what they said, but like...
No,
like,
I mean,
like,
that
I don't
game,
know.
they'll make that concept.
Yeah, I guess, but, it's...
Because there's already a good... They did a good build-up for that project, and then, they're canning it. I don't know what the reasons are, but what was funny is that, yes, you can't download any more PT. Even Sony mentioned it. Like, there was a note.
I got that.
Yeah,
also.
Sony PlayStation. I got a message from Sony PlayStation. Wow, I felt so special for like a few seconds. I thought, they just told me that it was just an announcement saying that you can no longer re-download PT. You were saying, because I thought that was just a regular thing that companies would do, because they don't want to pay the fees for keeping a specific product in their store. But you said that there's some games that were delisted, but you can still download.
Yeah, well,
I don't know the difference between the two, but so what is PT completely gone? Or PT?
Well, the thing is, I think they could get away with doing this with PT because PT cost nothing, right? It was free, so there's no risk there, because if I had paid any amount of money for it and they removed my ability to download something that I bought, that's asking for trouble. Right
that's true.
Example. Oh, my pen. Yeah, that's true.
But because it's free, I guess there's they can say like, well, you didn't pay shit for it, so we can do what the hell we want with it, right?
With a trailer that you see in whatever PSN store, they pick it up and it's gone forever. But it's just sad. PT is now officially just gone. The only remnants it has is if you actually bothered to play it a few months back, and you didn't bother to delete it. I have a copy of PT. I'm selling it for $15, by the way, if anybody wants to get it. If you want to buy it, I'll put it on eBay. Will has it as well.
I have it as well. And we plan on doing a playthrough of it, me and my girlfriend, because none of us have gone through it yet. So you're going and I haven't, so you're going to see our raw reactions to this. It should be fun.
Yeah, and for those who, if no one, if some people didn't get a chance to play it, you don't have it in your PS4, if ever, just go to YouTube. Check it out, because it's worth at least watching.
Watch our video instead.
Watch our video instead when it comes out. It's kind of sad that you can't play it anymore, but it's worth going through at least, or watching through. Oh well, hopefully it's the last time we talk about Konami and PT, because we've been talking about that for a while already.
Konami is really killing I'm very curious to see what they'll have in store for E3 apart from Metal Gear, because at this point that's all they got.
I'm really predicting that tomorrow they're going to announce their press conference for E3.
But, oh wait, never mind. Sega.
Or Sega, what? Anyway. Moving on.
Well, speaking of Sega, some great news.
Oh, okay, what?
Sega has partnered with Sony to launch Yakuza 5 in the West. So, that's fantastic, because Yakuza is one of those games that doesn't get enough credit, really, in my opinion. Like, I think it's one of the best.
Okay, since you guys keep saying that it's worth playing, I've never played a single Yakuza. I'm gonna pick it up when it comes out on PS4. It's the only way I can pick it up, because I didn't play a single.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if this Yakuza 5 is coming to PS4 or PS3, because it was originally a PS3 title. So I don't know what their I don't know what their option is. No matter
what I do, but if ever it does go to the PS4, I'll pick it up and see what the.
And I don't even know if it's going to be a digital only thing. We don't know. But they're localizing it for the Western market, and that for me is great news, because it's always been like one of those things where you're never sure if it's coming, because the problem with Yakuza is it's very Japanocentric. Like, there's a lot of very Japanese only things.
Yes, they advertise
in those games.
Japanese products in the game. like actual real products.
You karaoke with like porn stars, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can
Hostesses.
do these activities.
Oh, sorry. Hostesses.
You can, these things that are really, like, you wouldn't really get it unless you were Japanese or knew something about Japanese culture. Like, you could play pachinko, for example.
You can actually play pachinko.
Right? You can play pachinko. You can play,
what's pachinko?
Like, Japanese, pachinko is kind of like Japanese slots. It's the best way I can think of it.
Oh, slots, okay.
It's kind of like slots, but with balls. But I don't want to get into detail. Yeah. You can play Hanafuda, Japanese cards. You can play mahjong, Japanese-style mahjong. You can play... this is all games within the game. Yeah, you can go to hostess clubs.
You could run one.
You could run yeah.
I think it was Yakuza 3.
And I think in this Yakuza 5 one, you actually manage the career of an idol.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I've always, whenever I see Yakuza, I've always just imagined this is what Shenmue could have been.
It essentially is.
It pretty much is. It's sort of built up on what Shenmue
was
doing.
What Shenmue left off, yeah.
Yeah, because here you could go to pretty much any store, and they'll have something you can buy. You can go to any restaurant and eat in there. You know, it's crazy. And there's all these little side missions you discover by just doing that stuff. So
okay, I'll give the franchise a shot. We'll see how it goes. If it gets hit in the PS, if it goes to the PS4, yes, because I don't have a PS3.
Another sad news bit for Sega is they don't have a booth at E3 this year.
That's really odd. So what's their plan then?
No, yeah, they announced that. They announced that they're not going to be having a booth, but their games will be available at other booths.
I see.
It's just weird
That's
because
fine.
Sega was one of the forerunners for console games, like, how many years ago? And now...
What are we looking forward to in Sega? Total War Warhammer?
Yes, Total War Warhammer's for sure. I guess
is there a
there's
Sonic game announced?
Probably.
There probably will be more Sonic bullshit. I guess... What else does Sega do? They did the...
What are their franchises? I mean, that's how, like, under the radar Sega is for me right now. I just said Total War Warhammer. That's about it. Like, the Total War series. But okay, they don't have a booth. We will see then. You will see.
Probably, yeah. So, let's move on.
We will move on, and let's talk about Ubisoft for a bit. Go back to Ubisoft again. It's a short mention. Let's talk about it again, because Far Cry 4 apparently is going to get a complete edition, but the Xbox One won't.
Well, what was said was basically, there was mention of Far Cry 4, the complete edition, which is going to be Far Cry with the expansion, with the DLC, obviously. And then one of the executives said that they have no plans to release it on Xbox One, and gave no reason as to why. That's why.
Yeah, it's only for PS4 and PC. I don't know why, though.
It's got a lot of people wondering, like, what's going on? Why is Ubisoft saying that? Was that a mistake? Is that really the case? So it's kind of interesting, also. Like, is there something sales-wise that we're not aware of as far as the Xbox One is concerned? Like, because I don't know. I don't know the sales figures. Like, maybe Far Cry just didn't sell at all on Xbox One. I don't know.
But they just don't want to bother repackaging the product. Is that what? Because I don't get it. Because I imagine that they want to release the product in multiple platforms.
Yeah, and the thing is, they've already released Far Cry 4 on Xbox One, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like they have to re-engineer the whole game or anything like that. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Also,
unless.
But that's why, like, right now there's a lot of speculation still. There hasn't been anything confirmed as far from Ubisoft about it.
But this is what's confirmed, though. Like, I didn't play Far Cry 4. I'm going to wait for a down complete edition, then pick it up.
There you go. You should, I think. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I think I'm going to pick up Far Cry 4. I think I'm going to pick up Shadow of Mordor. Because we're getting closer and closer to, like, the third quarter. I mean, like, those times where games last year will have their Game of the Year bullshit. And, yeah. But yeah, Far Cry 4, if anybody's planning to get it on the Xbox One, I don't know why the complete edition's not coming out. If you guys have an idea, let us know. Moving on. Destiny. May 16, the next expansion coming out. May 16, or rather in a couple of days for those who are listening right now. There's a lot going on with this expansion. A lot more weapons, a lot more, couple of missions, endgame PvP, and a horde mode of some sort. No raid. There's gonna be no raids. So
yeah, this is the one that you were saying we talked about before. It was not getting a raid. So now that you've seen the details, though, I remember you mentioned that you had no interest in getting it because there's a lot.
Yeah, they have more details, and they showed actual gameplay of these new modes. This expansion feels more PvP eccentric now. They have a mode for a new mode for PvP. It's pretty much called Elimination. It's 3 against 3. So one fire team against one fire team, and there's no respawns. So if you knock out if one goes down, the teammates can actually revive them. But if you completely wipe out the whole team, the round is done. So they get 1 point, I think best of 3. That's pretty much what you get out of the expansion, a new mode. And then a new mode that consists of a new vendor to get more armor and weapons. Essentially, you get horde mode and a new PvP mode, armor, weapons. There you go. And a story mode and a strike mode.
And does any of this stuff appeal to you? Does it make up for the lack of a raid?
I think it kind of does, but I'm more just struggling if I want to go through the grind again, because how Destiny works is they're gonna raise the highest cap, the level cap from 32 thanks to Crota's End up to 34 thanks to this new expansion. And when 34 goes up, they're gonna ask us again to re-engineer our weapon, our maxed out weapons and our maxed out armor to the level 34 version. That's a lot of grinding again. I'm not too sure if I want to do that again. So that's my only concern, if I want to do that shit over and again, just to hit the max level. It's just, I don't know. I think I'm completely burnt out. I've spent 200 hours maybe. I had a lot of fun with Destiny. It's the best 7 out of 10 game I've ever played. But do I want to spend more money on it? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't. Especially with Witcher 3 coming out next week, and other games. I'm still working on Might and Magic, and I'm having a kick out of MK10. Destiny, no. I'm even considering deleting it out of my PS4. It's freaking 40 gigs, because I bought it via digital, because I want to check out how it works. I bought it digitally. So I'm actually considering deleting it already, because I need space for my PS4. But yeah, your answer, no, I'm not going to buy it. But for those who have the season pass, you're all good. Enjoy the game.
Right. Let's move on to some quick mention about Disney Infinity 3.0.
Because it's official.
It's official. The 3.0 Wave 3.0 is coming, and it'll be Star Wars to coincide with the film.
Star Wars.
So that's
what?
Cool.
The first trilogy.
Everything, I assume.
Everything. Yeah, I've seen Darth Vader, and I've seen young Obi-Wan. So it's pretty much everything leading up to the film. So that's pretty cool. I mean,
no, it makes sense, because we have a new Star Wars movie coming out this year, so they have to go all cylinders, man. It's all out.
So now you can have Queen Elsa with a lightsaber, fighting Iron Man and the Hulk.
With Aladdin supporting.
With Aladdin support.
Dude, where am I? I'm actually in the guest room in my house, and that's where my nephew's PS4 is. There's so many. He bought so many Disney Infinity already. It's crazy. And what he does with those characters, he doesn't play the story. He plays the story every now and then. He's not done with it, but he just goes to a thing called Toy Box mode or whatever, and it's just an open field. And you can an open plain, either a forest or a desert setting, and they can just create and do whatever they want. It's literally a toy box, a place to just play around. They make millions of enemies. They just kill them, and they do it again, and they're doing this thing randomly around. They throw people around. They put multiple cars. They try to stack it up. They're literally just playing around with it, and they don't really, it's kids being kids. It's pretty awesome actually how it's actually it has a lot of replay value, Disney Infinity, for a child. I think they hit gold with it, and I'm not too sure if what is the game, Skylanders, the same? Like if they like that kind of like open feel, like sandboxy mode.
It's not. Skylanders is like stage based.
Then it's not, because Skylanders, my nephew, he played it once, and he moved on. Disney Infinity, he just pops it up, he just keeps playing it over and over. He just plays. He puts in Aladdin every now and then. He has the guy from, was that Big Hero? He has Baymax. He has also the Guardians people. He has a lot actually. I'm seeing it right now. He has not Nemo. What's the guy? The fucking alien with the girl, with the Hawaiian girl.
That's Stitch.
Yeah. Weird. Just
the alien with the Hawaiian girl. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Even I realized that. But yeah, Disney Infinity 3.0. Is there any release date on this? Or they just announced?
No release date yet, but probably this will come out before the film, so definitely expect it for like the fall season.
I'm actually pretty happy about these Disney Infinities and these waves of toys coming out, because then I know what to buy my nephew or my other nephews, or what was that? Because they all play these like Disney Infinity or Skylanders. I'm just gonna buy a toy. Like it's like what, 600 pesos yata for a Disney Infinity figure.
Yeah, and exactly. And then you mentioned like you have the choice now between Disney Infinity and Amiibos, because he's got both.
Yeah, he has Amiibos as well, which I have to talk about because he never really played with. What did I get? I think I give him Pikachu. Apparently, he doesn't like Pikachu. Anyway.
No love for Pikachu.
He likes Metal Knight.
But speaking of Nintendo, we've got quite a bit of stuff coming out of Nintendo this week. So this looks like a good place to.
Yeah, to segue actually. What do you want to do first? The direct or the movie?
Well, let's talk about like the mobile phone games. So, like a few weeks ago, I think Nintendo announced that they would be moving into the mobile gaming market, which caused quite a bit of a stir, right? I remember. Actually, this is one of the first things I discussed with you guys when I got back from my vacation. I remember.
Yeah, Nintendo and iPhones. I mean iPhones, mobile phones.
Right, and now they've made an announcement that they're going to be releasing about 5 games by March next year. March next year or the year after? By March 2017.
That's actually pretty.
So that's not a lot of games, but in a way, that sort of makes me less worried about the whole thing, because it means to say that they're really putting a lot of effort into making these games. They're not just churning out like Super Mario Farmville.
And if 5 mobile games in what, 2 years? That's a good enough time to make to actually give work on the quality, play test, make it good of a game.
Yeah, make it good. And they haven't said what IP they're using, but basically anything within their IPs.
Yeah, but they just pretty much said they're trying to be smart with it, like what characters go what game type they're going to put out on the mobile games, because I think that they're really particular. They should be really particular about it, because depending on how bad or how good the choices are on what kind of character they use and what kind of gameplay they want to put in the mobile game, will affect their Wii U or their 3DS market, or
Well, definitely, I definitely expect a Pokemon game of some sort to come out, because they've already got that. What is it? That Pokemon puzzle game on the 3DS.
Maybe you played that, right?
Pokemon Shuffle, yes.
Yeah, they did that, and that to me is a perfect game for the mobile market. Actually, it's kind of awkward when I think about it, playing it on the 3DS, but I can definitely see that sort of game, like competing for the Candy Crush sort of puzzle game on the mobile sort of market.
Does Candy Crush still pop in mobile?
I have no idea.
I'll double check that now. But yeah, Nintendo's definitely gonna do the mobiles. And if you guys, I think when they announced that they're going mobile, they they partnered up with a game maker called Dena. So they're not like, we're gonna make mobile games. We're gonna try to figure this out. They're pairing up with someone who actually makes online mobile games. So that they're getting some help. They're getting some help from people who actually make mobile games. So that's another good sign to hear. We'll see though what comes out. I just hope it's not a fucking infinite runner of like Mario dodging pipes as he runs. That'd be funny. That'd be so funny.
Yeah.
Another bit of news. There was a Nintendo Direct.
There was a Nintendo Direct which
is
focusing
I didn't know.
on Splatoon, which is being released very soon for
it's
the
pretty
Wii U.
much squids with like paint guns or
with paint guns, and this is like a multiplayer shooter kind of game. It's a brand new IP from Nintendo, so that's got a lot of people kind of excited. It has Amiibo support, and I got the chance to see a bit of the Direct, and honestly, Splatoon looks like a lot of fun. Like it looks like something you could get a bunch of your friends together on the couch and play it, and it looks like it's a lot of good fun. The control-wise, obviously, you can only tell so much from watching a Direct, right? But it's a shooter, so it looks competent enough, actually, control-wise. I don't expect it to be too difficult. I don't expect it to be. Yeah, I don't expect it to be like Call of Duty level, like controls or whatever. But it'll be accurate enough to have a good time. What really struck me, though, from this Direct was that this seems to be the first game where Nintendo is doing a lot of, I would say, a non-Nintendo type behavior. Like, they're experimenting with sort of, like, pre-orders, for example. Like, you can get pre-ordered DLC for Splatoon.
That's true, though. I just realized that. They don't really do that.
Yeah, so for me, it's kind of, I feel like Nintendo's feeling the pressure now, as far as like market pressure goes with the Wii U. So they're trying to move forward and start adopting some of these practices that have worked for the PlayStation and for Microsoft,
or for any third party in general.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
What do you get if you pre-order though? A statue?
You get a T-shirt. No, that's it. It's a minor thing. It's just a T-shirt
for your what, Squid Girl?
For your Squid guy or your Squid avatar. That's so far what you get. It's nothing. It's not like you get a fucking like a statue or whatever. Nothing like that.
You don't get paint, like a bucket of paint.
No, nothing like that. And
they ship you an actual squid.
This will come with 3. This game also is like there will be 3 amiibos, I think, released with it. Squid boy, Squid girl, and then
Squid.
Squid.
Just the squid, yeah.
It's just a squid.
I was about to say they should at least bundle it with 1 amiibo.
That's probably what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure.
I think they should, because I don't think people will be rushing to get Squid Girl or Squid Guy. They don't even...
No, apparently, like people are excited about Squid Girl and no one else. Have you seen the fan art that has come of Squid Girl?
Oh, what?
Don't go to Tumblr and look that up.
Is it as bad as like Sonic fan art? Because I mean that's
dude,
really
it's in the realm of Yoshimitsu tentacles.
Oh god.
Oh what? Wait, I gotta see.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Splatoon for you. If you own a Wii U, it's probably worth checking out. Like it looks fun. I think it looks fun, and. No, I guess there's a lot riding on this because this is a brand new IP for them, and it's sort of like, do they still got it? Really, you know, there's that sort of a question. Like, can they still create a new IP that's really a winner? And I think they can. And I'm pretty sure there will be some bundled amiibo thing because that's one way to get people to buy it, even if you're not really interested in the game. Because you know, the fact that, you get an amiibo, like people collect amiibos just for collecting them sake at this point, right? So by packaging like a Squid Girl with the game, like people are like, well, I could get the amiibo and the game, like why not, right?
I'm more curious on how the online's gonna be. Like
will that work for us?
That's one thing that was mentioned that sort of seems kind of backward by Nintendo, that there's no voice support.
Yeah, because you don't want children cussing at other children or big.
That's sort of what their I guess their reasoning was for it. They don't want like they want to keep everything.
Yeah, it sounds like a Nintendo thing. Like they won't put voice because like in any game, even though you put voice, as respected as you'd be, there's always some child cursing there, like playing around like in Call of Duty or whatever. Like there's always some douchebag on the other line. They don't want to do that in Nintendo. Like what was that? What was that video, Miggy, that you linked us like a couple of days ago? With Justin Wong playing MK10.
Oh yeah, he was fighting an 8-year-old, and he kept calling Justin Wong a cheater for spamming a move.
Yeah. So essentially, he zoned out a 9-year-old, and then I think Justin Wong was saying, "You gotta learn early, son," or something like that. You gotta grow up. That is what Nintendo's avoiding. That kind of talk to a 9-year-old.
A 9-year-old playing a rated M game.
That too. Good job. There's a reason why I kind of gave like shit for my nephew asking for MK10. But then again, he watched all the fatalities in YouTube. So we have a big problem. We have a very big problem. But yeah, that kind of makes sense. It's more of a Nintendo thing. It makes sense. There's no voice. The more mature fan base will just have to suck it up. It's Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, another interesting thing that came out of Nintendo was it seems that they're teaming. This is not really video game related, but somewhat, and this looks like a good place to. Nintendo is teaming up with Universal Studios to bring their IPs to several rides for Universal Studios.
Bring it to life.
Bring to life some rides, which is awesome because like Nintendo Land sounds like a theme park I would love to visit.
Actually, I would love to visit.
It's a video game too.
But Nintendo doesn't know how to do it. They just made it a video game. You know, actually, that's their blueprint. The game. Translate that on Universal Studios. I think we're good.
Yeah, and like I said, real life Mario Kart. It's no longer you don't have to imagine.
Yeah, I want someone to literally give me a shell that I can throw it at someone. That's what. That's what I want. That's what I want out of Universal Studios. I want to get a red shell, not a red shell, a blue shell.
You could have like a Star Fox roller coaster. I mean, that could work.
Could work.
You know, like,
yeah, that roll happens like midway through the roller coaster. You know.
Yeah, I mean they have a Transformers ride at Universal, and apparently it's really good. Like
I've been on that ride.
One of those 4D rides with the chairs that squirt water in your face.
That was spicy for that shit.
Whatever, yeah. But that ride is fantastic. I love that ride.
Yeah,
like, I've been on
you
that
could
ride.
make that F-Zero or Star Fox and like give you a gun or something.
F-Zero.
No, definitely. Because the sense of, surprisingly, the sense of speed that you get in that ride is ridiculous. Because you're not even physically moving. You're just in this
in this chair that moves.
Chair that sort of moves, right? But because the screen is like wrapped around you and it's so in your face in 3D, like you feel that sense of speed. Like your mind tricks you to thinking like, "Whoa, I'm going so fast," and you know it's really cool.
You're not. You're just staying still.
It's very, very, very cool. Yeah, you can have. I don't know. You can have like Adventure Land, Hyrule Land, whatever.
Yeah, I wanna play as Link and then like try to save the princess.
You know, or you could actually do a real life like Pokemon Safari. You know, that'd be
real life Pokemon Safari. You throw a ball and you literally capture like a turtle or something.
No, like you know that old N64 like Pokemon Snap game. You could literally have that. You'd be like on a ride.
Safari. And then you capture like those costume people. Or like Pikachu's or match.
Or animatronic Pokemon, you know, stuff like that. So I mean, wow, it's got a lot of potential. Donkey Kong, that could be a ride as well. You know, like that I could definitely see that as. Oh, that could be like the water barrel ride. You know, like the inner tubes that go around and shit.
What could Mario? What could Mario ride? That's what I want to know.
What could what?
Mario.
You can unclog toilets.
Mario Kart, man.
That's it.
Or like Luigi's Haunted House or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
You know?
That's
Luigi's
what I
Mansion.
want. Luigi's Mansion. That's pretty cool. That would make sense.
If anything, you'll have people in costumes of Nintendo characters to take pictures with.
Yeah, that's there too. You can take
That's cool though. They're teaming up with Universal. That's actually a good move actually. Introduce the younglings with Nintendo characters, asking them to buy the Wii U on their way out.
Dude, and you know, they can even promote like Street Pass like in that place for sure. Like it'd be like a ton of kids with 3DS units like walking around the park every day. You know,
And the Nintendo officials, when they see a PS Vita, they just swat it out of the kid's hand, and they just give a 3DS out of nowhere.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so that's Nintendo news. I think they lots of good things coming their way. Finally, you know, after years and years of neglect.
I think they're turning it around. I think I don't know. Maybe it's too soon to say, but I'm starting to think that the Wii U is getting the turnover they need. Finally, like they have good games. Like if someone asked me if they should buy a Wii U, I could say yes. I mean, they have good games out now. Mario Kart, Mario Party, Smash, Bayonetta, Wonderful 101. There's a good amount already to the point that buying a Wii U seems viable. So,
but they don't have a lot of new games coming out now.
They don't have a lot of new games, but it's just easier to say like, yeah, Wii U seems to be a good thing to buy. Whereas it's just easier to say because it's a good game. Whereas the ones that are coming on. The upcoming games, it's really hard to say, I'm going to buy this console because, it might be good.
Than getting an Xbox One.
So, yeah, that's it for the news.
No, that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, I think we're close to the books already on this one, episode 82. Yeah, thanks for listening in, guys. Reminder, though, next week, again, E3, the predictions cast. We're going to have a lot of fun with that one. Each of us get 2 press conferences. We pretty much predict or play out what's going to happen during that press conference. We're going to do our homework. We have a couple of days to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys can check it out. You can also throw out your own predictions. Just email us. It's all E3. By next week, it'll be all E3. From like next week to the week after. And then I think after that is on like the first week of June. That's E3 mismo.
Yep, E3. So next week we'll have our E3 predictions. We'll see how accurate or inaccurate we are.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. This will be really exciting and a lot of fun. But yeah, just send us your predictions. We wanna hear yours. You can email us at thetmgpodcast@gmail.com. You can also email us about any concerns or suggestions or whatnot, what have you. Just throw us an email there. Or you can just comment us on Facebook or Twitter. If you haven't yet, though, you can like us for all the latest news on Facebook. Too Much Gaming, Twitter. It's also Too Much Gaming. Follow us as well. If you want to check out our previous episodes of the TMG Podcast, we have an episode every week, every Tuesday. We have a full archive on our website, toomuchgaming.com. That's 2 with a number 2. Yeah, this is episode 82. You have the video version of the podcast after a couple of days after the release of the audio, Miggy? Is that how it works?
Lag? I don't know. I don't know if you can even hear me.
Yeah, we can.
We can hear you. Yeah, lag. We're doing it through via Skype. That's why there's a bit of gaps between each and every.
I've been disconnected like 3 to 4 times tonight.
Really?
Yes.
Anyway, I've noticed. Yeah.
YouTube. We have a video pretty much almost every other day. We still update regularly. TMG blog. All our events, our interviews, and our walkthroughs. Also, our Painfully Free series that's currently ongoing, all goes to the TMG blog channel. You can go check it out. All our videos are there. And I think that's it. Thanks for listening in, guys. Do subscribe, though, if you haven't. We are on iTunes. We're also on Podomatic. Do subscribe so you can instantly get the latest episodes of the TMG Podcast. because we have one every Tuesday. So yeah, thanks for listening in, and we'll see you guys next week.